So how did a Louisiana girl end up in Hong Kong?
Well, I came with my husband on a 2-year contract, and then I started my catering business, and it just sort of took off.
How did all these ideas really cook up a storm?
I think I just come up with ideas, and my thing is I don't sit on them.
And interestingly enough, you're not a professionally trained chef. Your husband is.
A girlfriend of mine that I had just met in Hong Kong told me about 2 ladies who were starting a catering company from home, and I thought, well, I can do that. I got pots, I got pans, I got fire, so why not? So I put an ad in the paper, and the first call that I got was from a reporter at the South China Morning Post. So naturally, I just lied through my teeth. I was like, yeah, I've been doing this for years. I had to go out to Fortress and buy a little microwave-sized oven to sit on top of my fridge to cook pies in. I actually could have been called clueless caterers because I had no idea what I was doing. So that did take a little bit of trial and error to get it right. And that year we were awarded the Best Private Dinner Party Caterer of the Year by the South China Morning Post. I really specialized on New Orleans and Cajun cuisine because that was what I knew how to cook. It was very different and niche in the marketplace.
It's not something that immediately that you might expect the Asian clientele, especially in Hong Kong, to warm up to.
I had 3 people tell me that Hong Kong people won't eat this.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I said was that I would not bastardize the recipes.
Your business grew, big enough, but at some point you decided to pull back. Why is that?
In 2001, when my daughter was born, we had the financial crisis. My restaurants were really suffering. The landlords, doubled and tripled the rents. And I had actually gotten to a point where I pretty much lost everything.
But how can you go broke when you're so successful?
I'd gone to these great heights, and then after the financial crisis, we had opened another place, and then it was 9/11, and there was SARS, and so there was no business. Everybody thought I was super mom because, my daughter was the first kid in her playgroup to be potty trained, but nobody had any idea it was because I couldn't afford to buy diapers. So I had actually gone down to the ATM machine to get 100 Hong Kong dollars out, and I had $97 in my account.
How do you get yourself up when you're feeling down and out?
My daughter, at the time, her favorite movie was Finding Nemo. So I was sitting there, crying my eyes out, and then she started singing. She just said, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And that was kind of when I thought, you got to get a grip, girl.
What kind of advice do you have for women?
Don't overthink it. The only regret that you should have is that, you didn't try.